Have you thought about where you wanted to be in life and have no direction? Well, you are in the right place. You are tuned into another epic episode of Triona the Trillionaire Podcast with your spiritual health coach, Triona the Trillionaire. Become more aligned, enlightened, and abundant in all areas of your life. She got the hair care, she got the health, and she has the wealth topics for you.
To the Trillionaire Show. I got Mika on the line. Listen, we finna get down raw dirty with y'all, and we gonna bring y'all some spiritual gems, so y'all better stay tuned.
Let's do it.
Here we go. All right, Mika, you want to introduce yourself, or you need me to introduce yourself? Let me introduce you. Go on ahead. Hold on.
Break it down for them. Let them know what it is.
Resilient, brilliant.
What
else can I say?
Talented, awesome, amazing, great, wonderful, outstanding. Okay.
Am I listen?
Marvelous.
Hold on.
Magnificent.
That's why I
terrific. What? Unstoppable. Grateful. What?
This is why I asked.
Mika,
did you want me to introduce you, or did you gonna jump in and introduce yourself? Because I already knew that was coming. All right. This is my cousin Mika L.
Goddess.
The goddess.
Okay.
Goddess. I mean, when I think of Mika, I think of somebody that got a how can I say it? Innovative mind. I can sit her down and I can say word, and she'd be like,
"That's the word for the day."
She'll pop out with a whole.
What's the word? The word is. Okay.
The word is. She'll pop out with a word. She'll pop out with something inspirational. She can find you a job. She can have you looking like you A to Z already.
I decorate houses and I cook. I babysit. I do have.
Listen, and she can tutor your kids. Don't play with her.
What?
All right? Brilliant. When I tell you brilliant, she can do anything. And y'all can too. So I want y'all to tune in on our conversation, because we be having some mindful conversations. And this is the first time I actually got her on the line.
What? I'm in the 8, shawty.
Give me some snaps.
I got the 8-town stump all the way here. Okay. I 8-town stump off the plane.
Listen, this right here is deja vu. What is really deja vu? I've been here before. This whole conversation right now is really deja vu. Wow. We've been wanting to get her in the building to be on the Trillionaire Show as one of our first trillionaires, Reallionaires. Look.
Gotta let them know.
Look.
Yes.
So,
what's up, ATL? What it do?
We in the ATL right now, shouty. What I really wanted to do, my vision for this podcast, to my heirs, is to give spiritual gems out and to bring Reallionaires on here. Because you listen to the older generation and they're like, oh, the younger generation doesn't listen and blah, 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 blah. Mika's birthday is October 14th. Mine is October 7th. We are a week apart. But we're about 8 years apart. 8 years apart. So she's my elder. I look at her as my older cousin that actually got some knowledge to bring down to me. But she's so hip. So she intertwined with the new generation. So my vision, going back to my vision for this channel, the Trillionaire Show, and as I told y'all before, I wanted to change the name because I'm like, I don't want it to be all about me. I want it to be the heirs, spiritual gems, abundance awaits. So we went through all this stuff, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to get it done. I'm not going to get stuck on name. I'm going to put Triona the Trillionaire on there. Okay, so maybe later down the line I might change it or rev it up or anything, something like that. But I really wanted to bridge the gap between the new generation and the old generation. I don't feel like the younger generation is lazy. I feel like they're very innovative, inspirational. I feel like they take something that's given to them and they amplify it. As so I do with the older generation. I feel like they had nothing, but they made nothing out of something out of nothing. They made $1 out of 50 cents or 15 cents, 5 cents. My grandma used to work in the cotton fields. I didn't know that, but I also used to work in the cornfields. But y'all didn't know that. So I wanted to bridge the gap and give us, my listeners, my heirs, inspiration from that side, from both perspectives. I can take something negative and I can turn it to positive all day long because I'm an optimist.
Right.
Not a lot of people are born like that, are born with that intuition, that knowledge, that positive feedback. So I'm here to give it to y'all and my cousin, Mika L., one of my first Reallionaires on the show. She's going to slice it and dice it from a whole different perspective, okay? And I know y'all been waiting for me to have Reallionaires on the show. So give her some snaps. Come on, y'all.
Hey, what it do, Trillionaires? It's your girl Mika Ill all the way in the A. Okay, from Illinois.
Okay.
No, so basically, hopping on the line with you, cuz from a generational standpoint, being an elder, a median elder. Okay, I ain't the elder, but I'm a medium elder, right? Mm-hmm. But it's really just looking at the fact of, know your value in life, right? We all are set to do something. We all are born to do something, right? I'm born to create. But a lot of times, as we lead to the next generation, we got to focus and understand that we are guiders of a nation, right? So if God ordains you as a parent, you are being ordained have a direct duty, okay, to be a guide of a nation. You are bringing up a nation, not just your child and your household, because what you do reflect others. And whatever your child brings back to the world is a reflection of you, right? So the seed might grow, right? The child is as perfect as the mother, because the household is the first school where we learn from. So when you look at, anything in life, you are always judged off. The first thing somebody said, well, where the mom at? Well, what the daddy at? They don't necessarily say dad first, but they always gonna say, where the mom at? What was the mama doing? Right? Because you're getting a lot of values instilled in you from those sides. But a lot of times we have lacked, respect for each other. The understanding is gone, the sincerity is gone. Just a lot of negative things, because now children are learning from children. Right? So you don't have that hat no more. You don't have that honor on a parent these days. Not when a child can turn to the internet, and can see that a child is leading the way. Mm-hmm. But the Bible teaches us that the child shall lead the way, right? Mm-hmm. Eventually, right? So if we know that, the wisdom lies in the youth, then we have to foster that so they can bring that out. Because what we do internalizes, and it's a you making a print on the child, yes. Right? So yes. We are pushing for success for our youth and our children, but they're looking at you to be the example in front of them. So until you know who you are, the children are not going to know who they are.
Exactly. We've got so lost with the generations depicting each other and fighting against one another and saying, oh, the younger generation is lazy. Oh, the older generation are dinosaur age. So I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up where my grandfather and my mother is telling me, oh, you guys are lazy. We didn't do it like that, blah, blah, blah. We grew up listening and hearing, you are great. I am that I am. My granddad instilled that to all of us at an early age. It wasn't, oh, y'all lazy. It was like, come with me and I'm going to show you how to do this. My granddad physically showed us how to build houses and how to put sheetrock up and how to paint. And, he showed me from a different perspective. And I've actually talked about this on the Trillionaire show before, when my granddad taking me to the bank and I'm learning how to write checks at 3 years old and certain things like that I did not get in school until 5th grade. We learned how to write checks. I already knew how to do that. I already knew the whole junior achievement line. My mother did the same thing. My mother taught everyone in her family how to do hair, how to operate in a trade like sense. Right. My granddad with real estate, my grandmother with real estate, my mother with franchises. Her vision was to franchise sisters' hair salons. Okay. She taught every single person, including her sisters, how to do hair. I know how to put a sew-in in. I know how to dye your hair, put a perm in, grow it. That's where Lily Rose came from. Anyways, back to Mika L, my Reallionaire. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to be one of the very first Reallionaires on the show?
I feel blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm honored, to speak on anything dealing with my cousin. That's still my cousin. But, I'm just happy, you know what I'm saying? Libra gang, hey, Libra. I had to bless the podcast one time. But no, I'm just grateful. I'm in a great age. I don't feel like I need to say it, But I'm an 80s baby, though. Okay.
Shout out to the 80s babies.
Shout out to the 80s babies. Okay. But, I just always been one of those people that always had it young, right? When I was a kid, I've always had elders or somebody speaking the next generation of me saying, oh, she got it. Oh, she been here before. Oh, she wise. What you see is what you get. So I came from that, being the youngest out of all the elder family, right? I was the last Mohican of the first set of the cousins. So here I am, the youngest granddaughter of the first set of the family, right?
And we are TR. Tamika Roberts, Triona Roberts. So we wear our last name like a badge.
What?
I'm telling you, this is real pride in our last name. But that's a different story. You spoke on, this is one thing that I wanted to ask you about, because you spoke on Libra. You said Libra gang, Libra gang. All right, biblically, from a biblical standpoint, because I hear a lot of elders, oh, y'all worshiping the atheist guy, y'all worshiping the astrology guy, y'all worshiping other gods. Okay. When you claim your astrology, you're worshiping the Greek gods. Can you tell me what Libra gang mean, or what? Can you just give us a brief?
For me, I identify with the symbolization is the scale in itself, right? So me being a scale, if I see myself as a scale, for one, I know that I'm complete, I'm balanced. So I love the symbol of the scale. But I also know that me as being a Libra, I'm connected to the universe in the soul plane. And me, in particular, I know that I need balance. I acquire that. That's a natural thing for me. If I don't have balance, my day is not right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all about centering. I'm always about getting to the equality of everything. I want it to be 50-50 on all sides. You get some, I get some. We all get some. So I know that in a sense when it comes to astrology and so forth, whatever, we have to start doing more studying before we start doing more criticizing. Because a lot of times people can read the Bible and they're not all the way there with the scripture themselves, because they're not unfolded into one thing that scripture said. They not living it. So if I can't see God in you, then God is not there, right? So if you can call out to me about what a Libra is on astrology and what is not, then I think you still need to go read the Bible some more, because the horoscopes are in the Bible as well, So I'm going to get into that, but I'm going to bounce that back off to you while I go look this up right now.
Okay, so balance. This is one of the questions that I did want to ask you about, but we got off to a hype start. We got off to a hype start. I wanted to go back to how you structure your days. How do you get balance? How do you when something arises, because it's a lot of times one little small thing ticks us off and it's a domino effect throughout your whole entire day. So this next person talk to you, oh man, get out of here, don't talk to me, everybody irritate me. Or you on the road and you driving, and this Atlanta traffic, I know you've seen this Atlanta traffic out here. This is a beast.
Not a joke.
This is not the country.
Seatbelt please, check. Helmet check. Knee pad check. What?
This is not for the weak. I'm telling you, you got to be a speed racer if you here, okay? And you got to get out these folks' way. Everybody going to be hunking at you, throwing their finger up at you, cussing you out, all type of stuff. They might even run into you. I'm telling you, I just got in an accident. I got arthritis in my neck, 3-4 herniated disc, a dehydrated disc in my back, all type of stuff.
Right.
How do you get your balance? How do you start off your day? How do you end your day? I want to know. I want to let me deep dive, get into your personal life. How do you balance your life? If something knock you off, how do you just tell us how you do it?
So for my balance, I start off with nutrition, because that's everything in value. Okay. So I gotta have my teas, gotta have my herbs, gotta have my chia seeds. I need my ginger. I'm saging. I'm giving grace, to the ones before me and after. You know what I'm saying? I'm thanking God for waking me up in the morning, right? So I'm starting with the breath of life. Then I gotta also go into, my holy book, and I also gotta start, my daily affirmations. I am great. What? I am what? Talented. That's me. I am wonderful. I am what? Amazing. Okay.
Amen.
I gotta start my daily affirmations. And then, after I start that, I go into, my meditation. Meditation is everything. It's personal, just like prayer. Prayer is not for me in particular. Prayer is not for everybody. It's personal. It's my connection with the universe, with God, right? With the Creator. So I definitely, going to the meditation and my prayer. Then after that, I get my day started, whatever that might be, work, whatever, whatever on my agenda for the day.
Right now.
Right. And then after that, and then I always wind back down again with, reflection. How did this go? Did that work? How did that work? Things that I can do better, things that didn't go, whatever. I want to reflect, because if I don't have self-reflection, I have no room for correction. Because just as much as I have room for correction, just as much I have room for error. And they're going to always be a contrast, because life is about, again, balance, duality, polarity, right?
The law of polarity.
Yeah, the law of polarity, absolutely. So I definitely want to always stay in high functioning, high self, because you're functioning on the plane of soul. And by that being, you have two selves, right? I have a higher self, a sense of self, and I have a lower self. They still part of me, which is my consciousness. So I'm always focused about my transparent of thought, right? Because thought is the cause of it all. So your thoughts are going to get you in a situation, and your thoughts are going to bring you out that situation. So it's for me to get back into being one with myself and acknowledging who I am. So when I know that I'm in control and functioning what goes on around me, then I'm going to be okay. So that gives me my peace, that brings me my centeredness, that keeps me balanced, of knowing that I'm in control, right? So if I'm sad, I could be happy, all right? If I had a bad day, it could turn into a good one. So it's all about, restoring yourself. And let me get on my reads. I have reconstructed, because I had to revise, to retain, to remember, okay, to recenter, right? So I can be okay. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
And then it's all about my retention, okay? Because you have to be in a psyche sense of being, meaning that you need to be in sync and already have a knowing, not a being, but a knowing of what your action is and what you want to do. Balance. Hey, Libra gang. That came from an 80s baby, okay? Mika Hill in the building.
Listen, she just gave us so many gems. I just want to recap on the law of polarity. The law of polarity is basically like your internal GPS system, as I like to call it. Once you know what you do not like, you can write down your goals, you can reflect, you can meditate on what you actually do want. So just because you're feeling bad, or you have a low day, or you have a bad day, or not so good day, or you feeling overwhelmed, anxiety, or whatever, if you know how your internal GPS system is going to reroute you, you have to develop that system and that routine. I can't tell you, I can show you, and I can give you the tools, but you have to do the work for yourself to know what you actually do want, which is the law of polarity. There's dark, there's light, there's ups, there's downs. That's just what the law of polarity is, also what balance is. Absolutely. And these are universal laws. So when she say universe, those are the universal laws that she appreciates. Because for me, I don't say I give it to the universe or I worship the universe. You can do that. I'm not saying you can't, but I do praise God, and I do breath work, I do meditations and things like that. But I don't praise the universe, because I feel like God is above all, or created all. Mm-hmm. So the universe is to be appreciated. Let me know how you talk to your God, universe, spirit, self, higher self, lower self. Let me know how you talk about that. I would like for y'all to leave a comment and review on the podcast.
Absolutely.
So I can actually understand y'all plane of thought.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then I want to piggyback on you, cuz, on what you said about the spiritual sense of it, because it's also the fact that we are, spiritual beings having a human experience, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. That's why you have to keep the body, full of nutrition. You have to get your H2O in, and we ain't talking about the water that come up out that sink, okay? Or in that bottle. You need that water out that fruit now, okay? So you gotta get you some sour sap, some coconuts. You understand? You want to stay hydrated as much as you can, right? Then you want to get your paraben-free products, okay? Natural to the natural. But we are talking about nature, right? Mm-hmm. When we say nature, I ain't talking about the trees and the grass, okay? And the water that we see outside in front of us. When we talking about nature, that's the thing that doesn't lie. before a person can speak, because in the beginning he said was what? The word. So that was before the word was spoken. It was written down. Right? So it have to be a transparent connection. So therefore, a person in itself, when you looking at them, you're not seeing them. You see their nature. And that's something they can't hide. And I'll give you an example. When you first start dating a man or somebody or whatever, right?
Yeah, let's get into it.
We hanging out. Oh, he cute. Oh, we going out, right? Y'all go out. The next thing you know, he's just such a gentleman. Day 2. He don't open the door again, but now he burping, he passing gas, he don't got extra comfortable. And in your mind, you like, oh, he comfortable, that well. You looking past it like, oh, he just comfortable because, now we cool. In the next couple of weeks or whatever, we cool. So now he burping and everything. Ain't even saying excuse me no more, right? But then next thing you know, you realize the burping don't go away. And now he getting a little messier. Now y'all done moved in together. Now he don't clean up behind himself and everything else because you didn't pay attention to the nature. But you've been trained and programmed that's what men do. No, that's what he do. That's his nature. And it's all not the same. And this is why we, good women and good men, lose out on each other because they got this undivided perception about what's good, what's not, what I'm supposed to do, what you supposed to do. It's all confusion. And that's what the devil is about. The devil is about confusion. So if you're walking around here at 21 or 25 years old talking about F love, then you got the game messed up. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's all about love. Because love is the saving power. Love heals everything and conquers all. So if you ain't got no love, then you'll have no sincerity, which is going to pave the way to what? Purity. Okay? If you don't have that, then you have no what? Empathy. So then it just keep going on and on, right? So we have to get back to what grounds us, what connects us, right? So if you don't have a sense of self, of nature, you ain't got to talk to that man. You ain't got to talk to that woman. They're going to show themselves through the nature and what they do. So we have to get back to the organics of our natural self. Strip all the layers. Forget all the hair. Leave your weave hat on. Forget all the different little fancy outfits or whatever the case may be. This is about stripping yourself from the world. Because if Jesus himself said, I am not of this world, what do you think that meant? That means I don't look like everybody else. I don't walk like everybody else. I don't talk like everybody else. Have to get back down to what individualism is. Okay? Individualism has been lost and forgotten because we have forgot that the power has always been in one. Not 2, not 10. Me, you the walking $1 million. You the money. The money is the illusion. You, what you got, what they say, what you got, what you got, what God got for you is for you. So learn how to be open and understanding on how to receive it, but also be transparent with what? Your nature. Nature doesn't lie. All right now.
Okay.
All right now. I want to come on the show now. Boop, boop, boop. I have to let them know.
Okay, listen. We done went on a tangent. We done got all off script. Look, I done threw my script. I think
I'm preaching now. Hold on. Let me get on back on what I've done that thing.
I'm supposed to be asking you questions.
Okay, my bad. I'm taking over the show. Let me calm down.
You're supposed to be answering the questions.
Yes, go ahead, podcaster. I'm just a guest. Excuse me.
You ain't just a guest. Look, you ain't just and nobody listen. I don't want nobody else to say they just a guest. You a Reallionaire when you come on this show.
I'm a Reallionaire. Shout
okay? You officially a Reallionaire. I'm gonna have to get some Reallionaire chains. They
don't walk in Atlanta, do they? Okay, what's the dance? What it go?
We ain't doing that. We doing
Jesus walk. Jesus walk. But how they was dancing? Okay.
Nah.
Let me get myself back.
Intermission. Okay, I'm gonna have to get some Reallionaire change when y'all come on here, so y'all can really be. Look, this one should have been a video. I should have did the YouTube and the podcast for this one, but that's gonna come for later. To be continued. But anyways, we're gonna continue right now. Ain't no be continue. We continue it right now. Hold away, cause look, this about to be an hour long, so y'all better just buckle up. Listen to us when you're in your car, when you're not suzzed up, cause we probably a little too loud for your relaxation, your self-care right now. Jump into that topic, though.
What's up?
Because we're gonna get into some nitty gritty. Because this Mika L, y'all don't even know about her life. We ain't even talked about her lifestyle, what she used to do, where she came from. We ain't talked about that.
Because that don't matter. I ain't her no more. I'm a new her.
Right. But this is what I wanted. This is how I was trying to, my vision for the podcast. How I'm trying to bridge the gap. Because the older generation, because I even look at my mom. I'm my own. I don't have, like, my brothers and sisters. They got a different dad than me.
Right.
So my mama, like, yeah, you was perfect, Mom. I saw my mom as an angel in my eyes. She ain't never messed up. She ain't never did nothing wrong. Her hands was always clean. Mom was gorgeous. Right. Is gorgeous. She ain't did nothing wrong. But I'm like, Mom, you didn't tell me the real of the real. You didn't tell me that these men, all they want to do is get in your pants and this. You just told me, don't defile your body. You know. Wait till you married. You didn't tell me the nitty gritty about it.
We're gonna get into it.
You get what I'm saying?
So this
is what I'm saying about the older generation. They want, this is just my perspective, y'all. They want you to think, okay, it's all cookie cutter, clean. Now, I will say, I can't say this. My grandma only been with my granddad. But my granddad had like 5 kids before they got married too. So I'm just tell a little bit of my business, which is not really my business, with my grandparents' business. My aunts, they only been with one man. So I can see how they can have that authority to be like, hey, wait till you're married. It's not bad to have a boyfriend, but just wait till you're married for that time for you to have a child, XYZ. Right. However, they don't tell you the steps, the stipulations, what a man gonna say, what a man gonna do, them being raped and molested, whatever the case may be. So it's like we in a box and we really don't know. And it's like, from my standpoint, I've been sheltered because I didn't know this whole outside world. And then coming from Illinois to Georgia, it's a whole, Atlanta in particular, it's a whole different world. I feel like it's Sodom and Gomorrah here. It's like if the wind blow funny, somebody at my door or somebody at my car, this man put his whole phone in my car and said, I'll call that number. Gave me the phone. Put the phone, drop the phone in my window. I'm gonna get at you. Yeah, I'm gonna call you.
He gonna keep
I know that number.
He gonna try to track the car. Put the phone
in the car, girl. Through the phone, through the window. You hear me?
Yeah.
So I can't breathe wrong. I can't move wrong. I can't go to the wrong place. I can't wear the wrong thing. You see me with I got a turtleneck on now. I'm all the way covered up.
I'm gonna tell you how we get into these generational things, right? Or expectations, rather, right?
Okay.
The expectation have been shifted far as what a woman is, what a man is, what you're supposed to do, this, that, and the third, right?
Because a wife and a concubine, we can get on those. But it's wives nowadays that been with, they got different baby daddies, or they got, merging homes. They the Brady Bunch nowadays, for most part.
But this is where this contrast come in at. Back in the day, it was a thing about being passed by your father to the man. You have to go through the father to get to the young lady. Or it was a wage for your hand in marriage.
Correct.
Either they're paying or they giving out cows, they giving out land. This is coming, and this comes from this not only coming from a United States thing, or back in the day, or from the South, or wherever we want to standpoint where it came from, but in the ancient times for hand in marriage, Africa, in the ancient time of the ancestors, you have to go through the father for the hand in marriage, okay? Because you are the prize in itself, right?
And the women have lost that touch.
Or being a virgin or waiting till you get married, so to speak, right? However, it also has been a mold, a seal in between of looking down on the child. I was that kid, right? I come out of, born out of wedlock, then nobody know I was even on the roll, okay? My daddy was 50, okay, when he had me. Now, the thing, and my mama was 29, right? Ooh. So my thing is, at the end of the day, you also have to look at generational how it changed. Now here it is, the fathers was taken out the house, the welfare was replaced, the fathers went to jail, and I'm talking about our community. And then next thing you know, you got a nation full of single mothers.
Yes.
But while you have the nation of single mothers who are only doing the best that they can, some of them are single by choice. Don't let this get it twisted. Not saying that, oh, nobody wants help or support or a father for their child. But when you make certain choices, such as HE, move away with the child, abandon or want to play both sides and have a voice and opinion, then you are being a single mother by choice. Now, when we get into that situation of being a single mother by choice, now you got all the pressures around you. Okay? It's societal. It's family. Girl, you letting that man get away with murder. You need to be doing this. Oh, you need to be putting him on child support. Ooh, you got all this stuff in your ear because you a single parent. Okay? And now the expectations change. Now look at 2023 flash into the future. You got sexy red in there. Sexy red in there. Okay? I'm just saying. Reason why I said him, because it's not just her.
It's not just sexy red.
But it's the point of the vision that you put out there.
Hold on, because they don't even know who that is.
That is cool.
They don't know who that is.
It's cool to be trifling now. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like, girl, you ain't got to worry. You got snot in your nose. You come out here looking extra crazy. Don't even do your wig, girl. You ain't got to do nothing. Okay? It's for free.
Okay.
So they doing it out the free now. Get what I'm saying? It's different. And so,
no, don't say after the free, because once a woman put out their hand talking about they want some money, then a woman a gold digger.
True that.
But
what I mean is, I'm saying off the free of their own mind. If you know that we have, we know we got something called what? Will. Right? And we know that we got something called what? Free will. You are freely doing it on your own. With nobody, you have to ask nobody to go twerk. You have to ask nobody to look the way you look. You chose that. So that's what I mean by
that's freedom of expression as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
So hold on. Let me dial it back for them, because a lot of people don't even know who Sexy Red is. She's talking about the genre of music out right now in the 2000s. Okay? That's what we talking about. The genre of music right now that is playing a significant role on the nation. As we said, the nation is a collective being of our people in our community. Okay? So that's what we're saying when we say nation or this generation, things like that. Okay, Sexy Red is the one that made Pound Town. I just heard about this song about 2 months ago. Pound Town, I can't even say it on the Trillionaire.
Yeah, we ain't gonna rap it.
Yeah, we're not.
But that's her.
But those are the expectations right now. A lot of people love her music. Mm-hmm. A lot of people love her music, and
we ain't hating.
And
I'm speaking on what is representing.
What is
because the music is influential. Either you are the influence or you're getting influenced. And now this is what the young ladies in particular. Because although it take a guy to lead a nation, the mother is the one who's going to carry the child.
She's pregnant right now too, but
yeah,
that's neither here or there.
Yeah,
let's dial it back. Let's get back on the subject,
right? Because it ain't just her. But I'm just saying about what we been influenced on. That's what's breaking the generation, down further. What you being led to, right? And then I'm gonna go even deeper. Outside of the rappers, the music, whatever influences you, the television, who controls the airing for that? Who's controlling the broadcasting for that? Because that is being allowed. That's the whole point. At the end of the day, that is being allowed.
Okay,
so,
this brings me to my next point. One of the questions that I did want to ask you. Who are you listening to? That was one of the most probably powerful questions that I asked myself. Who am I listening to, and what questions am I asking myself daily? Those were the two questions that I had for myself that I feel like changed the trajectory of my life. I've always been this outgoing, popular. I didn't necessarily want to be popular or had a need to be popular feel like I'm showing out. It was just there. I was gorgeous from a little girl. I was so cute. My hair down my back. I was always the teacher's pet. I was just a genuine angel. I was perfection from when I came out my mother's womb. So
you better. She better. What?
Look, all athletic, all scholarship.
Put some sprinkles on it.
Look, highway signs. I mean,
what?
A lot of people, they just feel like I just got here and it's just a trillionaire. No, I was born like this. I was born like this. I always had straight A's.
Aiming high.
I always had straight A's. I graduated with like a 4.2 GPA from high school. I don't know what I graduated from college, because at that time I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try to enjoy my life, enjoy my college experience. Man, I'm not about to go to class and be a nerd my whole life, okay? I got better things. No, I'm just kidding. I graduated. I studied biomedical sciences like my last semester or my last year of college. I changed to health sciences so I can have a broader degree. I should have just got the biomedical sciences degree just because it sounds better. But studied biomedical science. I got a degree in health sciences. I am a health scientist, as you all know. So I've always had this positive outlook on life. And I always wanted to do better for myself, and I always wanted better for others and all those around me. So I'm going to ask you these same questions. I know we got to wrap it up here because we're going to be super long-winded. So my first question, how impactful are the questions that you ask yourself daily to the trajectory of your life, where you going, your future self, your children, your students that you raise up and that you tutor and that you teach? How influential are the questions that they're asking themselves?
It's so important, because what you ask yourself is what you're going to answer to. And what you answer to is going to resonate. So therefore, it's a calling to yourself, right? I'm calling in to me. I'm tapping in, right? So we have something called intuition, right? Which is like our inside telephone, right? So you're an instrument, you know what I mean? Walking, right? You're a creation walking. So your wires and your synapses in your brain is always, going all these different places. So what you tell yourself is important, because once you start lying to yourself, then the realities of you lying to yourself will show up out of nowhere. The same thing that you said you will never do, you'll find yourself doing it. The same thing that you talked about what somebody else was doing, now you doing. The same thing that was off-putting and you didn't like about somebody, you done picked up that trait and it became part of you because you lied about it, right? So we have to know that when we ask the question of ourselves, have the answer. Because that's how you live longevity. That's how you build and you grow to the next level, because those questions are aligning your vision. All right? So one of the particular things God said, one of the songs I love about Amazing Grace, in that song, God said, I was blind, but now I see. So sometimes you got to go through something to get somewhere. You don't know what the transition or the transformation where God is taking you until you can see it. Some people have sight, but yet God has blessed many with vision. Just because you got sight, that don't mean you can see, right? So we have to get focused on, what are we aligning ourselves with? That's the most important thing. And that question is to carry me over to the next thing that I'm moving towards and gravitating towards. So that I'm questioning me. The question is about, what do I want to do today? Where am I going? Right? I'm my own director. So if life is a movie, you for sure need to be in the producer's seat.
Amen. Be the main character of your story.
Absolutely.
And the reason why I asked you that is because, and I wanted you to get to that point of you lying to yourself. So when you write down your vision, God says in Habakkuk 2:2, I talked about this in the line before, Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision, make it clear so anybody that reads it can run. So what I want you guys to do, you write your vision, make it clear to yourself. Put your number one goal on the top and tell yourself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to read this every single day. I promise you, by the end of the month, by the end of the year, by your birthday, by the holidays, whatever, those things are going to be checked off on your list because you did not lie to yourself. You didn't tell a lie to yourself. You told yourself the truth, and this is what you're going to do. Even if it's not in your subconscious yet and you don't fully believe it at that moment in time, you're working yourself up to it. So say, I'm working myself up to doing X, Y, Z. Or I am X, Y, Z. Never tell yourself I am not something. Okay. Next question. The importance. How do you prioritize the importance of what you are listening to? This generation here, like we stated before, and why we got on the tangent before about the sex you read and what you're listening to, and the different genres of music. How important is prioritizing what you are listening to and taking in on the daily, even if it's one of your family members, your cousins calling you, talking about gossip or whatever the case may be.
I'm gonna tell you why that's so important on guarding what comes in. Reason why you want to guard what comes in is because we have something called a mindset and a thought process. So a lot of times, often when I'm speaking or I'm giving any type of conversation for whatever reason, the first thing is the reason. Okay? That's what I'm resonating with. Why? Right? Why am I doing X, Y, Z? So give you an example. When I was celebrating certain holidays in particular that wasn't serving me and didn't have anything to do with a religious aspect, it had everything to sit down and write out, why am I spending my money on this? When I couldn't answer, it was time for me to stop celebrating it. If I didn't know why I was celebrating Christmas, I don't need to be doing it. If I don't know why I'm celebrating Thanksgiving, I don't need to be doing it. And this is not to influence anybody or go in my belief system. By all means, do what you do. I'm just simply sharing my life story as into why I stopped participating in doing certain things. If it wasn't serving me in it, for one, I don't see the serving and, hey girl, what you doing for New Year's, girl? I ain't doing nothing. Christmas got me. And my bills is due on the 1st, and everything is cycled between the 1st, the 15th, and the 30th, then I need to be writing down very strongly why I do something. And I couldn't answer, when I went through it all, I couldn't answer it.
And you
for
feel
myself.
Bad. And you feel bad. You cannot get your kids this.
Yeah, I can't do this, and I can't.
Wanna...
And I said, wait a minute. I wouldn't have none of this extra baggage of feeling guilty, stressed out about stuff, and all I had to do was just stop. And now all my money in the bank. Amen. But what I mean is, if you don't know why you doing something, it's a problem. Period. 2, I start again, not bashing nobody. But I'm just looking at the contrast of what I'm listening to. So, Lil Durk, Get It Back in Blood, right? Everybody, ding, 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 ding. So I started listening to it. And I said, wait a minute now. Am I dancing to Get It Back in Blood? Maybe that's not for me. But I don't want nothing in blood, baby. You understand? So I had to start looking at why am I dancing to the bloody song. I didn't understand myself. Okay? But then some people will say, I listen to it because it's just a beat. Or the generation love to say, it's just a song, but it's in your system. And you know it verbatim. And when it come on, you dancing. Which means it is a connection to you. It still resonates with what? Let's go back. Nature. Is that my nature? I don't need to be dancing to something that I don't resonate with. I ain't finna go get up and get nothing in blood today. So what is wrong with me? So I had to start focusing on things, getting back into a place with myself, in my quiet place, in my sanctuary, and my altar, and say, wait a minute, why? You have to question. Because if you don't ever have a question, then you're going to keep engaging. Right? So now you just like everybody else. What makes you what? A statistic.
A follower.
A follower. So
that's what I was bringing my next conclusion to.
I'm sorry.
Us being leaders and not followers.
Yeah,
us being leaders and not followers. And I pride myself on telling my daughter this. Like, listen, you don't come from that. You don't come from that. That's not what you come from. Right. I don't have to put myself in a peculiar place because I want to be liked. I never had the need to feel like that. I never was like, oh, I'm lonely or I feel lonely. I've never had those feelings before. I've never had the feelings of envy and jealousy. So I'm not the right person to probably try to tell y'all about that. So I'm gonna step back because I never had that. I never had to deal with that psychologically because I knew when I was different. I knew when I was born, when I was young, I knew I was different. I don't look like them. I don't talk like them. I don't walk like them. God said, we are in the world, but we are not of the world. And I learned that at an early age. When I was 7 years old, I knew my purpose and my gifts in this world. And that's to healing, the healing power.
Absolutely.
Praying power. We all have these powers. We just have to develop them. We have to understand them, and we have to be quiet with ourselves long enough to be able to tap into them.
Oh, not only that, I feel like we all, okay, let's get into this part right here. We all got something that we can bring to the table, that we can do. It's a gift. It's a divine talent. And I can recognize it. I got so much talent in my family, it's ridiculous. I can call it out like the back of my hand. My cousin Desmond, he's so cold with the music, and you know what I'm saying? He be killing them, and he can build stuff. You know what I'm saying? My other cousin Tyreek, he builds stuff with his hands, and you know what I'm saying? Kurt, he author and a director, and Mika doing hair, and you know what I'm saying? Everybody can do something. You feel me? Jobs, building houses, and like everybody talented. God don't bless my family with so many gifts and talents, but sometimes you grow weary of what you have because until you get well seasoned or until you get well to the appointed time when God wants you to use it, that's when it grows.
Here,
right?
I got you.
But when we come together, all right, when that's what it's about, unifying unity, right? Because you this, you that, I'm this, I'm that. We supposed to put all that package underneath one roof. And until we do that and come together, you're not going to be able to use it individually because he gave you the gifts to bring your family up. All right, now, that's what it's about. Okay? You are created by what? A creator, which makes you what? A creator.
A creator.
A creator. So, okay. Look, well, you now, okay?
Listen,
I don't want to start stuttering now.
Look, God said it's not punishment, it's positioning. I didn't build you up to leave you just hanging this far. I'm building you, and I'm taking you to a place where you're going to know and you're going to acknowledge that it is me. Amen. I am that sent you. Not me who speaketh, but the one that sent me. That's what Jesus said. It's not me that do the works. It's the one that sent me to do the works. So it's not by my might. That's why I say I'm perfect. That's why I say I'm perfection. Because it's God that dwells into me, in me, and through me that does all these works.
Because kingdom is within. That's what he said.
Correct.
Amen.
So when you're like, we ain't perfect. Yeah, we're going by the human standpoint of perfection and imperfection. Okay? So I rest my case.
What's the next question?
I rest my case.
Next question on the docket. We got one more. We got one more on the docket. Hey.
My last question.
I ain't want to leave, y'all. I ain't want to leave.
Look, we're going to have Mika L on here again. It is going to be continued. But for this episode, the last question that I have for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? If there's anything that you want to tell my audience to make them grow, to make them elevate, to make them execute their plan, their God-given plan, talent, and abilities, what would you leave my audience with? Where you going? Where you headed? Can they follow your lead so they can succeed?
My next 5 years is being on a TED Talk, in front of thousands of people, delivering my TED Talk on a regular. Okay. You gonna see me on YouTube and them and Netflix and them and I'm sitting on other couches.
Is there anything that you want to tell my users, my heirs, my listeners?
Be true to yourself. Know your divinity. Don't look for, outside things that don't serve you. Look for within. And don't try to get an understanding of anything. Everything is understanding to overstand. Right? Because it all comes within. All the answers are within. Sit with yourself and give yourself time to think. Don't try to be a person that's constantly, I got to be up and go. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm ripping to do this. I'm ripping to do that. Just because they on the go ripping and doing something, and they flying and they doing this and they doing that, don't never think you getting left behind. Because sometimes people going to run up there, fly out there to get out there to see that they don't flew into nothing. Because everything that's waiting on the other side ain't peaches and cream. So just be prepared in preparation for your testimony, for your story. He's going to tell your story because history already telling his. Okay? But I got my story. All right? All right? That's why I'm going to write a her story of his. Her story. So, be connected with self. And, take your time on your time frame because we all ain't got the same time. We ain't set up like that. Time never existed when man was not. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be a few on your spot. You know what I'm saying? So that want to take it, okay? They trying to take your spot. So you got to stay focused. That's what I'm going to say.
Hey, y'all. I want y'all to give some snaps up to Mika L. coming on
all the way to Atlanta.
Coming all the way down to Atlanta to be on the Trillionaire Podcast as one of my first original Reallionaires. Yes. So I want to leave y'all with this. Know that you're blessed and continue to be a blessing to others.
Hey.
I love you all.
Peace and love. Peace and love.